Now, I'll jump in there just so you can get a more of a complexion from the board. One thing harder for me, for people to take, besides my politics, is my humor. I just think that we can't kick this cannabis down the road any farther. What's your name, sir? My name is John Nicoletti, Nicolettii. I'm with the 2nd District, that's the city of Marysville in West Linda. So, this ordinance, since it was written and implemented, to me, has been violated in a number of ways, most of which was a violation of trust between the authors and participants and those that chose not to follow it. And the impacts were measurable in a number of ways. One of the big ones that is going to affect almost everybody within the Browns Valley Irrigation District is that there's a large number of units of water that have been stolen from a number of places. Ultimately, that's going to be felt, particularly in a drought period. That cost gets spread across the existing users. That is an impact that even if there's a growth not close to you, it's still affecting you. There's clearly an intimidation component. And I even think growers have an intimidation component from, folks that are willing to break the rules and go and attack and steal from what that grower is doing. It's a problem for everybody. But it does bring an element in that puts everybody equally at risk as well. There's been a lot of discussion about animals being negatively affected, dogs being abandoned, and terrific loopholes like rental owners that use multiple rental units to plant grows in each one of those. And so what do you end up with then? I mean, that's a major farm. So there's just been too much about this that has been let loose and disrespected for society's benefits. And there's a lot of ordinances in the county. There's a number of mandates in the state. This particular one costs more to coexist with than just about any other ordinance we have. People talk about this being an economic driver because people are renting water trucks or people are buying fencing or, compost. The maintenance expense of a civil society around it has escalated dramatically in a very, very short period of time. And over the last few weeks, we've heard just voluminous input. The last meeting we had, we were given several inches of paper worth from both points of view. The emails have been full daily for all of us, I'm sure. The phone has not stopped, and I've had several long phone conversations and coffee shop conversations, anywhere conversations about this issue. It's a big one for this community. So it gets attention. So the attention that appeals to me the most for this, that kind of stands out as something that fits within the intent and the spirit of the original ordinance, is the single permitted grow house, which is an accessory building with its independent power to a residential structure, a maximum of 12 plants per property, no outdoor cultivation, a $500 permit, unless you can prove an economic hardship to the county and the staff, a notarized document that proves that an owner understands pots being grown at the property. And if there's a current code enforcement action being taken on the property for any reason, that there's no growing permissible period. The trash and volume and chemical risk has been a real threat.